like final test. Are you sure you passed that? Let's just make sure again.
Yeah.
When I came, I was literally triggered. Now after this, it's like this didn't happen.
Okay. Same. Good. Very good.
Merci.
Yes, lot of triggers indeed.
Yes.
But they are smart. They give us some rest and then triggers and then it's alright. Like, it's about chill, rest and triggers. So we can still be.
Same.
We can still live. Let's see who is there. Okay, babe, Facebook.
Yeah, we are online.
Are we online? We're live?
Yes.
Okay, hi, good evening, everyone. It comes as a surprise that we are online.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening, Liam. All right. It feels like we haven't seen you for a while, but it's not accurate because we met last week. I would like to start with sharing the planning that we found because there is a lot. It's super exciting, super potent and elevating. So I'm going to share that, and then we'll go through the talk with Georgie. You want to share something?
Yes.
About Inner Earth and Alliance and.
As usual, we always have some energy update, some new opening, who coming now closer to the Earth, who's working with the surface or the astral, higher energy. So we have some couple of nice news, something with the divine feminine and some ascended master, and inner earth, Pleiades, Lemurian. Okay.
And we'll explain and share as well why this session is also preparing next Monday.
Yeah.
All right. Who doesn't know that Azil is coming this weekend? For a week. You didn't.
I only got 10 emails. That's it.
We haven't sent email yet.
I mean Facebook and...
Yeah, Facebook. We haven't sent the email yet, but we will send the email. Thank you for the reminder. So, for the Egypt retreat, we have our sessions. It's still not confirmed either 20th or 19th. Most probably will be 19th because it's coming on the 18th. Let's see. We have added one extra session as the one in the house on the 22nd is sold out. So we have added another one on the 29th. Tuesday 29th before we leave for Iran. So there will be 2 sessions in the house in 20 people max. We will be on top of the 20 people, but that's the plan. They are the big sessions happening as well in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. So the 25th in Dubai, which is Urban Tribe and confirmed at Urban Tribe, and 26th in Abu Dhabi, and we don't have the location yet. If you wish to have private session with Azil, he has opened a couple of space, so you can connect with me directly for booking. Those who have already had sessions before, it will be a check with the channel. Okay?
What's the 19th?
19th is for the members of the retreat in Egypt, so it's like a gathering of us, so private session is possible, and if you want to have your own little group of 3 to 5 people, create your group and you can have as well.
We already have 3 interested people.
Yeah,
we can. Yeah. Okay.
So if we have another 2, like 5, then we can form a small group.
Yeah.
Already 3 people they are interested of.
Yeah.
Smaller.
So let's create, let's discuss all of this later. Create and we will be back and forth and book that spot. So that is for Azil, and it will be probably back and forth between Middle East and Dubai till March, and be like a session will happen, or more private session will happen in his stay over for a couple of days and nights in between countries.
Are you doing something after Iran, or are you coming?
We are coming back, and we don't know yet for Azil. So if he's coming back, he said that he will open a couple of spots there.
Okay, good.
Yeah?
So we only skip one Monday.
There will be only one Monday where we'll not be there,
okay.
and we will put the session online. Yeah?
Yes,
yes.
We have a couple of versions that is very strong. We can repeat them definitely.
Yeah.
Like the opening of the Christ consciousness, opening of the inner earth, the opening of a couple of things with the with the higher gate of the higher self and the Pleiades, definitely can be repeated. Like last time I was doing, you know, when we practice our own meditation sometimes, not sometimes, most of the time.
George, every day he practices on
Whatever we do on Monday, I just re-practice it. So I'm playing one of them, and I was like, wow, this Monday, this one was amazing, and I was buzzing, traveling, everything. It's like, I was like, because this is my first time I am listening to not me only, to the whole session. And I was like, we should put it again, we should re-practice it. Like, it was so good that I thought that we cannot reproduce it. It was so good.
What do you sorry, baby.
Yes,
What do you
I'm
prefer
done.
on Monday? You prefer to have like a short version or like a full session when we are not here? Full session or short one?
So both of them are nice. Like last time was Anfal was mentioning, and many people like if you don't have much time, the short one is good because so you didn't miss it. 15 minutes, you've done it. There is no guilt, but
Okay,
it
so
doesn't
let's
have
put both then.
doesn't have the same effect of the 2 hours. That's the difference. Like it's very similar to when you go to gym basically and you do a little bit of treadmill. It's nice, you work out. It's not really gym.
So what I'm thinking now is we'll keep because
It's maintenance. Exactly.
you know that on Mondays the vortex keeps on opening. So whatever you join at the same time, like the energy is being sent into the vortex and amplified and expanded and shared back. So we'll put both, one short and one big one.
That
That's
could
really
do.
good, yeah.
So if someone who doesn't have the 2 hours in that Monday, you can go to the short one. Someone has more time, they can do the short one and the long one.
So we'll give more choices. All right, so that's for Asil part. Now, it's super exciting. We have set all the dates till first weekend of June. So basically, almost every weekend there will be courses in the villa. We have heard you. We heard you, and we are going to provide.
We
So
do
basically, till
some packages, some support.
see, basically till end of July, there are like full activities happening. So we'll start with Nada will have courses every almost 2 weekends. We have heard as well your request of, we know how much you want to be there for everything, so we are going to combine, as George said, like there will be packages, and the price are more accommodating in that sense. So Nada will do her Mother Wand course level 1, the level 2, there will be the Galactic Feminine, there will be the feminine ritual practices, which is more like the feminine, all the feminine tools for the practices. So this will be spread till March. We have the level 1 and 2 and 3 of Alchemy School.
And some other extras also.
Yes, there will be extras. There will be 2 intensive as well that will be planned. There will be Rob that you have met briefly the last 2 Mondays. That is sitting here with Jenna. So he's gonna teach as well his techniques. He's a teacher of angelic Reiki. And he's channeling his technique, which is so funny. It's my perception. It's so similar than the heart resonance, but with channel mandalas, channel gates that you can, like this one, that you can connect and get the codes from it. And same like connecting with galactic consciousness, with the inner earth, with Shambhala, and so on and so forth. So it's like so intertwined and complementary and in the exact same direction, and we are like amazed.
Just to
Yeah,
sure.
because
It's not exactly the same. The principle, the idea of opening and expanding and reconnecting all your old and higher aspect that's the principle. So he's doing the same. We are doing also the same, going inside and outside and connecting and expanding. But he's using completely different approach. He's using mandalas and using those beautiful light code drawing and guiding you through some journeys. Where here it's more an energy work, like here is a gym, like tough gym. There is like, let's say for example,
it's recollecting your
science
feelings.
lab, maybe you can call it.
Yeah. It's like
But
recollecting
to
like
the
a
same
healing,
direction.
like healing energy, something like this. But you will know more about it. Meaning that he will set series for you to discover him as well from February. A series of Wednesdays, like 2 hours and a half, and there will be like some topic and meditation and things like around that topic. And this will be super good. Which weekend is that? last weekend of March, I think. He will do a day about the crystal skulls and reconnecting to the crystal skulls,
So, yeah, some
and
of
a
Monday
day
and
about
Wednesday.
Lemuria.
Yes.
Yeah. So see like how complementary it is. So yeah, that's gonna be this, and the Angelic Reiki course will be in May when we will be in Turkey. So it will be like level 1, 2, 3, 4.
So you set the dates for Turkey?
Turkey is
In
7th.
In May, sometime.
In May
18, yeah.
7th. Huh?
10 to 18 May.
Thank you very much.
Because I just applied for
10
vacation.
10 to 18 May.
10 to 18.
Yeah.
And then the other one?
Plus 1 minus day.
19, 28, maybe the July one. I didn't apply for this.
So we have started the discussion for Turkey, and the sites are like spread all over Turkey. So I mean, you join. It's a mission. So basically, it's a mission. So you're gonna be a bit trained before in the sense of food diet, because we feel like they won't be like we don't eat during the day. So it's like a mission.
Will you
session.
be doing sound healing courses?
Yes, sound healing courses. Thank you very much as well. I forgot myself. That will be 12th of April. 12, 13 and 14 of April. See how abundant it is. Yeah? It's cool, huh?
Year of creation.
Huh?
Year of creation.
Yes,
2019 is very
And
expanded.
On top of this is to bring all of these courses online.
Yes, we're going to do a couple of more webinars, and some of the courses we're going to turn them completely online. You can do them into 3 days, let's say, of 4 hours.
So for
And
example,
you can do it anytime.
the level 1 of the alchemy school, we will reduce the content for the level 1 for furthermore transmission, but those important topics will be on webinar. And same for level 2, level 3, so we can combine more in one weekend and have extra work at home on a webinar basis. Like that will be already ready with the links.
And become easier, yes.
Yeah.
And then so we can do more practical and transmissions during the course.
Yeah.
Activation and transmission, where more information, you don't need to be here basically, so will be webinar. And you can have also question and answer, become much easier to grasp the information and come here into practical energy practice and activation and transmission and this kind of thing, yeah. It's
So,
better.
thumbs up to you guys, because this is you asking for it and us asking for it, and it's being delivered. So see your power of manifestation.
Bravo.
All right, so that was pretty much the big.
And to back
schedule
up
planning.
these also, so especially for time management, resources, we also thought about it because we know here in Dubai a lot of commitment, a lot of things happening, of course. So part of that expansion, some of the transmission will be more calling for specific expanded resources. So if you know, when we call Archangel Zadkiel, for example, he managed the resources, and he was all of them, yes. Time resources, abundance, finance resources, possibility on transportation resource, any resources basically. It's if you see everything in the life, everything in the physical matter is energy. So whatever you look at is a sort of energy, sort of accumulated energy. If more energy being provided to that state, it gives a more abundance. Basically, one of the sources that nourish everything is unconditional love. If you provide unconditional love to any resource, it turns that resource to abundance. So that's one of the way. That's why we are so much focusing right now in 2019 to expand this Christ heart, the light body, so you have more light kosha, and then you can have more of this unconditional love as a resources within you. It's not just like I know some people, they think love is just an emotion. Emotion is energy. And behind even the emotion as energy is a state of being and frequency. It's a very powerful state of being that can turn, for our understanding, as an emotion. But as in a sense, it's not an emotion, it's an energy. So the unconditional love, for example, is how the source itself feed everything with the energy. And then everything, or us, we experience that as a blissful love, let's say. But that's just a small part of how the unconditional love being experienced. It can experience as a resource, can experience as a wisdom, it can experience as bonding, it can experience as expansion, it can experience as light, right? So of course in the human perspective we are training ourselves to learn through the money to understand the value. Otherwise, if we understand the value, we don't require money. Money is teaching us where you're putting your value. Do you understand that? Do you see it? So when you have something and something else, and you have different price, and then you compare between them about what kind of value you want to put. So should I pay more for this? Is it valuable more to me or not? So that money is teaching us about how you're utilizing utilizing your own money or resource to compare or to decide what kind of value you want to add. So food, for example, if you have organic and you have junk food. So junk food is cheaper, organic is more expensive. It's just teaching you is, would you like to choose that or that? What kind of value you are choosing? Once we, all humanity hopefully one day, finish with this story of learning the value, we don't need money. You go to someone, you don't need to bargain this person because you know exactly the value of what he's providing. And he will understand exactly the value that you're providing, and then done. Of course, maybe not now, a couple of years. But there is some places.
Or lifetimes.
There is some places they've done that already. There is many places where they have community and so on, and they go into something called shared resources and shared value, and they don't need the understanding of money because they don't have this competition and this bargaining mind. Anyway, so that will be added as during the transmission to empower that expansion, utilizing the unconditional love energy as resources. It's a completely new, I'm going to explain it many times, couple of times, for the mind, the body, the frequency, and working on the Christ heart till we start utilizing the energy through this cosmic Christ, cosmic heart, as a unconditional love, as a resource, as an energy, as a frequency, not only just an emotion. Of course, can experience an emotion, but it's not only that, it's way beyond that. So that's part of it also. And for the news and updates. So recently, and also for us guys, sometimes we wait till the last day to get an update or transmission, and then we start connecting the dots. And sometimes, recently becoming even very interesting, that we'll get many points, and we think that we connected the dot and say, okay, that is it. Wait a couple of days, another thing will open up and say, oh, what I understood is can be explained even further and can be connected further and further. It's not that only. And then you wait a couple of months, for example, and you find like, wait a minute, I can still connect them all, and the story or the understanding or the comprehension expand and expand. So where we were working on connecting with the Christ consciousness, if you remember, and on the very early days we used to also work with Saint Germain. Till now we always call Saint Germain for specific energy of the violet flame to open up, because it's very required and very advanced opening for the higher self. Recently, if you know the story, we start connecting with the inner earth. It's like, oh, very interesting. And then it turned out that the inner earth, they were the remnant, I would say, of the remnant, correct in English? Which is what left off, I guess, if I'm saying correctly. Yeah, what left off from the Lemurian time. So on that time, some of the Lemurian time, they just left or sank or died or so on. Some of them, some of the stories said they'd been forced or choose to go inside the earth. Now, on that time also you have to understand, not all of them are so much 3D. They were having still access to the higher dimension. So by going that with many of the spiritual connection that they used to have at that time, which turned out to be a lot of Pleiades, a lot of ancient ascended master of the earth that we don't know their name right now. They're still there. Like some of them, some of us, they know those names. It's very ancient names. Sanat Kumara, for example. Like, if you Google it, you'll find. But on the very, let's say maybe 10 years ago, maybe not everyone heard about it. If you Google it right now, you'll find some information. And then turn out, they were working with them and they have evolved enough to go into this ascension inside the inner earth. And they were able to keep with a lot of crystal technology from the Sumerian time. Also, they still working with the Atlanteans. See now the connecting.
Atlanta.
Even the Atlanteans, they continue working with some of the Atlanteans, but they were mainly from the Lemurian time. They kept many of their technologies through the crystal, and many of the ancient wisdom of the Lemurian and the ancient wisdom of those spiritual ascended master and teaching in books also, I would say, in many ways. So they said in the last channeling we've done that don't worry, all the knowledge is kept safe. We are the guardian of the ancient wisdom, and we have it here all available. And they have huge cities. They call them city of light in the inner earth. Bit more ascended city, like higher dimension. If you go physically in the 3D, you will not see anything. If you have third eye open, you will see another dimension. They have all this crystal and amazing things. And they turn out that they still working with the Pleiades. Okay, now we're connecting stuff with the Lemurian. Okay, it's connecting. And some of those Pleiades, when they first came to the earth, they were not Pleiades, they were Lyrian. They left Lyra and then they came on earth, then they went to Pleiades and we start calling them Pleiades. See the if you know the first time we connected with Lyra and I was like, where is Lyra's gone? Don't worry, the Pleiades will continue. I was like, every time we find the link extended. Continue further, like an amazing story, continue. They stay connecting with those spiritual hierarchy and wisdom and the ancient ascended master, and they work with the new ascended master that on the surface evolved and ascended, like Saint Germain and many, and they've been working with a lot with the ascended master of, or I guess ascended master who work with the feminine empowerment, divine feminine, which is we know from the ancient time, Taras, for example, you know the goddesses in the Indian tradition, the green Taras and so on, and they can work with a lot of those sisterhood of rose. So one of the names are coming very strongly recently, and I didn't connect them, was Mary Magdalene. So first time I think my love channeled Mary Magdalene. Was it Mary Magdalene or Magdalene Collective?
Magdalene Collective.
But you channeled Mary Magdalene once, no?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember actually
Yeah.
the session
Yes,
that-
yes, yes,
Yes,
we
yes,
white
yes.
language and yes. And I was like, okay,
Thank you for keeping me calm.
it just came. See, it comes, it drops something and it goes and you have no recognition. It's like, why that ascended master just come right now and drop something and he left? You wait for a while to realize that they're already working with whatever we are working with in different perspective. And Mary Magdalene, she was a pioneer to open up something called Magdalene Collective, which is different than the Ascended Master in that sense, but they work closely with the Ascended Master with the Mary Magdalene. And they all, what they do is divine feminine empowerment, to return the divine and the goddess within. And I was like, okay, beautiful, amazing, what is next? And that what will heal the divine masculine and the return of this unisons between divine masculine and divine feminine. You see that? Start connecting. And when those start healing, within us this unisons happens, or even as relationship or as a twin flame or whatever you want to call it, twin flame encodement we call it, which is better than just twin flame, because encodement is just, you can see any partner as a partner into this divine masculine, divine feminine unisons. This will allow the higher dimensional cosmic Christ energy to come when this two balance is available. if you see it, if you just connect them, you see tick 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 tick, and then this will open this and this, and then that's Christ consciousness of unity consciousness of unisons can beam in to the individual who awaken awaken divine feminine and heal the divine masculine in the unisons within. And all these haven't finished yet.
Very good.
Connected with the Pleiades, as we mentioned, and some of the Pleiades who work closely with them from Alcyon star. Some of the family that we just knew recently, I still haven't discovered yet, they call themselves, I think, a 5-dimensional collective consciousness from the Pleiades called Alakai. And they also work with the Pleiades and Alcyon star, which is part of the Star Alliance. Yeah. Wait, we haven't finished. So, and they have something new. This is very, very new. This is the first time I'm going to mention it. Like I just received it. We received it recently, called Pleiades Arcturus Sirius Council of Light. So it's part of the council. It's like they have a lot of consciousness, collective consciousness from all those three, which is we opened recently because of the Star Alliance with the Archangels, and they work with those three stars. We were calling them for a while because those collective consciousness who work from those stars have already awakened the higher dimensional access to the cosmic Christ energy, which is access into the unconditional love resource of divine. You see? All of them connected. So now, recently, that we have inner Earth who have already access to this cosmic Christ energy of the unconditional love resource of divine, and they have their own, it's not cosmic anymore because it's in Earth, they have their own higher dimensional Earth Christ energy through a grid. They kept it safe for us. When we are on the 3D into the competition and unbalanced masculine and feminine, all this, you cannot access because it's unconditional love. You sort of block yourself from it. The more you heal those unisons and allow the unconditional love and access it, you'll find that not only you have cosmic Christ light and unconditional love resource from the stars, you have from the earth, and it looks like star inside the earth, like bright 5-dimensional earth cosmic light star. So now we understand that we have light from the earth and light from above. And all these to the same point of this ascension, accessing this 5-dimensional ascension timeline where the unconditional love resource and energy become available through us, through the cosmic heart and through the light body. And then once it's fully activated, fully channeled through you, you become a beam. Like and that you start witnessing, and this is will start in 2019. And I remembered in the last message, it will require at least 1 year till you develop enough to see that result. You will be, when you're channeling that, when the person beaming that high frequency of 5-dimensional cosmic unconditional love resource, that's long, you will be accessing 5-dimensional reality while you are walking in the 3D timeline.
Amazing. Our own movie.
And that will give you the literal experience that we said before, timeline split. You will walk somewhere and everything around you, what I was talking about resource, right? It's just harmonizing, and someone else who doesn't have that access, it will be like as if a two separated reality in the same place. It will continue further to many years till more people ascend in their light body and they have this beam of energy coming through them. So remember today we were talking about holding the light. then you don't need to hold the light, it's just beaming through you all the time, non-stop. When more this energy, then the last wake-up call will be called for all this consciousness who still denying to access the unconditional love, and they still prefer the competition and the old resource. Separation, basically. It's very simple, it's just unity consciousness, separation consciousness, that's it. But there is a lot of between them. But that's it, you just access here, done, it's finished. And then you continue, there is more, but that shift between these two is everything in you have to shift from competition and a consuming resource into unison's unconditional love and utilizing infinite resource of unconditional love, like being in light. And then, well, I don't know exactly what will happen to those souls at that time. It's not our decision. Then what if you heard about the event? If you ever heard about the event? The event. Once the scale tip, the event will occur. Drastic shift in the whole structure of the physical reality. Drastic shift. The matrix of the fabric, how it holds the reality into this money and competition, cannot hold the same frequency anymore, because more people holding this high frequency, and they need to, those systems will just collapse. The only difference is, back again, if you still have access to that unconditional love, your reality will be harmonized and synchronized beautifully, like effortlessly. And the other one will just collapse, new one will come immediately. Now some people, they will struggle to phase into this new construct of reality. Some people, they are just ready. Like, bring it on. Where is the love?
Thank you,
So
Bea.
that's it news.
So how does it help for next week? This preparation. So next Monday it's a lunar eclipse on the 21st, and what you are experiencing, as what you were mentioning at the beginning, are being triggered, like things are moving a little bit more in depth in terms of testing again, checking where we are, is because the feminine needs to be sharp, in the sense like clear, elevated, high vibrational frequency feminine within you. On the 21st, it's a full moon in Leo. It's somehow another mirror with the 8-8 gate from August, where the courage, the strength of the rise, the strength of holding the light, holding the love will remain. So what are you choosing? And once again, this year is about the Trinity. It's about the divine masculine, divine feminine coming together to birth the Christ child within, to birth this Christ consciousness within, to birth this new earth. So next week is all about the feminine welcoming the healing masculine. So you can see the difference between the healed masculine, the difference between the elevated feminine, the healed feminine, the divine feminine, and the divine masculine, the healed masculine, and I forgot the third one I was saying. So a divine feminine within is everyone, is not only woman, is your feminine energy, your ability to be present, your ability to flow with life, to flow with emotions, your ability to express, your ability to create. When this is set where we are not being triggered by the environment neither, we are not projecting outside our happiness or our pains, then in that alignment, in that frequency held, then only the masculine can be received. That your masculine within can be heard, received, and healed, start healing. So all those when I'm talking about this masculine within that is going to rise as a healed masculine, is there won't be any need for pressure or feeling resentment or pushing ourselves or pushing others or forcing things in life. That will not happen anymore. So where do you force things in life? What do you force in life? Where is it? I'm going to make it alone and nobody can protect me. It's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait, we are all here together. And when we surrender to that, then we can welcome one another as an equal. Because we are equal within. Our feminine or masculine is not fighting anymore. There is, as George was saying, there is no competition anymore. So today, in combining and receiving this feminine that George was saying about the Magdalene collective coming, the inner earth, I was saying like Mother, Father, God, but the heart of the sun, the alliance, is all about coming together with that strong light and opening up our desire to be in an unconditional love, this desire to be in a state of love all the time, and to choose that, and to choose for vibrating and being a container for love and love only. And next week, that portal that will open, that's why we are clearing. Remember that the full moon is all our emotions, and a full moon that is going to be in eclipse is like all the depths of the blind spots, all the depths of the shadows. But remember, the dark light is an opportunity for you to discover more of yourself in that absence of light. It's an opportunity for you to reach more of yourself.
It's a more understanding about yourself, understanding about your shadow, understanding what was serving you before and how you can,
what
you
is
need to
still
release right now.
unconscious.
Yeah.
And when it becomes conscious, when there is light that has been spread there, then you reach this sensation of freedom. You keep on freeing yourself, and this is what we want. Without freedom, we are still in attachment, we are still in conditions, we are still in expectations. So use this opportunity now when you felt, I'm triggered, I've got waves. Use that opportunity to see what you are being attached to, what are you choosing to attach yourself to, still attaching yourself to right now. Where are you not able to say, I don't need it anymore? The moment you will say...
We face those stuff every day, by the way, guys. Like even small stuff, you still can witness, oh, I've done this. Okay, I knew something about myself and can release it right now, move on.
The day you will say, I don't need that, it's right, it's alright, I don't need that anymore. Like for everything, when you won't say, no, I want to do that, I still need that, or I still say yes to that. Mm-hmm. The moment there will be no yes to, I still need this, I still need that, or whatever it is, then you will be, like what we are talking about today, you will be there. Like you will have reached that frequency of detachment, of explosion within, that you are in a state where you are not only elevating others, but you have ascended, because there is nothing that attaches you anymore, or anything that attaches you anymore.
One aspect of it is, sometimes we say, I need this, or I have to, or we have to. Where you start shifting, that's like, we don't need, we don't have to. We either choose, or I want. I want to do that because I choose that. Or it's just pure desire. It's not need in a sense of lack, or it's not required because I have to, someone force it on me. So you own your freedom, you own your state, and you still react to that, or act. It's not anymore react, it's act to that situation with a choice, with a full ownership. It's completely different. It's a way grown up perspective on your action in your life.
So we are welcoming that stronger from next week. I mean, we are already in it, I'm just saying, but the peak will be next week, and this is an opportunity to work with those frequencies. Okay, remember that each event, each alignment, portal, galactic thingy, planetary alignment is windows where frequencies are being poured onto you, onto the earth, so we can not advance, we can evolve with it.
learn,
Involve
expand.
with it. Not evolve, but also involve. Yeah?
Evolve, expand,
It's good,
learn
huh?
more about ourselves, learn more about other perspective around us. It's also part of the ourself, because we are, as individual, we still are part of this collective human consciousness. So we don't judge the collective, we are choosing. It's different. It's like you are not judging, for example, the food or that things, you're just choosing, I'm going to go with this. That still is, it's just not my choice anymore. It's a completely a new healing approach, and new more ownership to the situation, without resentment, without judgment, without fears, without projection.
With a yes, I say yes.
Yes.
Thank you guys, connect with us and all the event online. We love you, lots of coming, much love.